Hi, everyone. Aside from our usual filthy language, please be aware that this episode contains talk of sexual assault, rape, sexual abuse, murder of a child, and a bunch of other dark stuff. So please use discretion when listening. Thank you and enjoy the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we got you covered with the latest crime doc.
Okay, you were right. It's incredible.
It's incredible, right?
It's one of the best documentaries I think Netflix has put out in a while.
I agree.
And 2 episodes, Aim. Just 2. Didn't need to be more. Not a second of this felt like filler to me.
I will say this. I think what made it so incredible is they found a star in Cathy.
Cathy is a fucking force of nature. And I have to admit, when I first saw her, I was like, this woman is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, she just doesn't look, I don't know. She doesn't look like an interesting person.
She's like, some older woman hanging out in Gloucester.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
I'm
just,
like, okay, whatever. She's a fucking force of nature.
She's a force of nature. She speaks poetically.
She does.
You could tell she's well educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like her.
I like her. I want to be friends with her. I think she would be a backdoor friend.
When you got to the part where Meta identified Dennis Bowman, did your jaw drop?
Yes.
I was like, what?
And I was like, oh, fuck.
I know. I was trying to get my mother to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, Mom, I'm watching this new doc. And then 20 minutes later, oh my God, this just took a turn. Please watch this.
I'll have to email text my mom.
Yes.
And going through those last night was fun. I just like the one that I posted. Earl's urine is fine. My response, yay. The fact that people have just laughed at that and not asked a single question.
We assume it was pet related.
It is pet related.
Yes.
It's our cat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's our cat.
Who's
got himself some kidney issues, so it's always a thing.
I have a note that I want to read from our BDF Aaron.
Yes.
So our BDF Aaron has written a play based on adoption, and it's from let me read what she wrote, and then I'll give some context around it. So in the first act of her play, she has some background information that she researched on adoption.
Okay.
So from 1945 to 1973. So Andrea / Alexis was born in 1974.
Correct.
She just missed this.
Yep.
But as we all know, with generational stuff and time periods, there's always that year. Yeah. So from 1945 to 1973, it is estimated that up to 4 million children in the United States were placed for adoption. It's called the baby scoop era.
Interesting.
In 1972, birth control became accessible for married women only. And then in 1973, Roe v. Wade gave women the right to safe and legal abortions. But before this time, many babies were scooped up and taken away from their unwed mothers.
Interesting. Okay.
In 1996, a group called Bastard Nation was founded to advocate for adult adoptees' rights. Bastard Nation's argument was that adoptees should be able to unseal their own adoption records as a matter of civil liberties. I actually agree with that.
I agree with that too.
After that, many states passed laws allowing grown-up adopted children to work with intermediaries to access their personal histories and find their birth mothers.
Interesting.
But the process is still cumbersome, and even today there are many roadblocks. So this speaks to Rita. Listen to me. That's the character's name. This speaks to Andrea because her records were sealed.
Yeah. That's the early 70s are such an interesting time in women's liberation. Between birth control, between Roe v. Wade, between the fact that women were then able to get credit cards outside of their husband's name, like. Just that little period of time was really this huge burst of changing options for women.
Yeah, it was the baby boomers did that.
Yeah.
So this, with that context in mind, we kind of have this story where I don't know how adoption works today, and if it is an open adoption, if even a young girl is able to get her mother's name.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if Andrea was able to get her birth mother's name, what could her life have had been?
Right. Yeah. I have a couple friends who have done open adoptions with varying degrees of relationship with the birth mother, etc. Adoption is such a complex, complicated thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's both wonderful and can be terrible, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and
Yeah.
it's not my experience, so I don't feel like I have a
Yeah.
position to speak of it.
Yeah.
Andre is a year younger than I am. Like, we would have been in high school together.
She looked in, when did she go missing? 1989, I think.
1989. She looked
We
exactly
all
like
looked
1980 fucking
exactly.
9.
Yep. Yep.
And I liked her friend who was like, oh God, our hair. God, we had such bad hair going through the yearbook.
Yes. Yes. She's like, I used to get up in the morning and just Aquanet the shit out of my
It was
hair.
rave.
Same girl.
It was rave. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Same.
Oh, I had a lot of rave hairspray in my day.
All right. So let's start with, this is Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter, Netflix 2024. I'm so glad we're talking about this. I've
I
been
am
wanting to
too.
talk to you all week about it.
Yep. Now we're here. Let's go,
Yep.
girl.
Okay. So episode 1, we start with the great voiceover. And I just wrote, we have a great heroine. Right off the bat, I knew it. She says, Cathy says, this story is not about me. It's about a missing child, my missing child. All my life I was looking for her, but I didn't know what happened. She just disappeared. And she tells us, my daughter's case wasn't unsolved, it was uninvestigated. And I was enraged. And she said, I started to get angry, and anger is something you can run on. She says, you want to get something done, get good and angry.
She's 100% correct.
Oh my God. She's just amazing. So
And
she is.
And the 80s were really where that whole like missing children thing really took off. You know, after what happened to Adam Walsh, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
And his disappearance, if folks aren't familiar, it was kind of really the big first national discussion of a missing child.
Yes.
Not that children weren't missing.
And that is
before that.
And that is to credit John Walsh, who's still out there today doing this.
Exactly. Fighting for his kid and every other kid on the planet.
Yep.
But it's interesting because, you know, because of during that time, people were sort of paying attention, but not really.
Yeah. And you could be considered, like, even if you were 14, they were like, she's a juvenile runaway.
Right. What are we going to do about it? I mean, we'll maybe look for her for a minute, but we got real crimes to solve.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. So Ed and Cathy Terkanian, I think their last name is.
Terkanian? I don't know.
Yeah.
Ed and Cathy.
Ed and Cathy. They meet in a bar in New Orleans, and she comes in there in her scrubs, and they're flirting it up, and then she leaves, and 3 days later, they run into one another again, never left each other.
I love this.
She sold all her shit, drove across country to marry him, and they stopped in Virginia on the way, got married, and they live in their little house in Gloucester. Yes, Gloucester. Thank you. Massachusetts, and that's it. They've never left.
Yeah, I love it. She's like, he's like, she came to this house, and we never left.
And that was 32 years ago.
Yeah. Sweet. They're very sweet.
I know.
Her husband is amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So now we get the backstory. Okay. Cathy says this has been heart-wrenching her whole life that she allowed this to happen to her and her baby. Yeah. It was 1974, and Cathy was 16 when she had her baby. And she said she was vulnerable, and her mother cornered her and kind of made her give the baby up because, quote, and this is a great line. Like, this is what I'm talking about, this woman. The way she says things, I'm like, She says, I didn't know how to prove I was worthy of my child.
Yeah.
And she said, if I couldn't do anything else for her, I was going to do this because I was guaranteed she was going to get the best life.
Yeah.
And she was 9 months old.
Yeah. And I like the fact that she said, you know, I was 16 years old. I realized I'd have to change all her diapers and teach her how to walk and do that. And I didn't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Because at 16, you kind of can't.
Yeah. And especially if you don't have support.
Right.
And she didn't have,
like, it didn't sound like her mom was in on it.
My mother had Jenny in 1974. My mother was 17. So she was Cathy's age. And she and my dad had to live with my grandmother.
I'm sure.
For like a year and a half to get off the ground. Yeah. My mother learned how to be a mother.
Right.
Yeah.
In her mother's home.
Yes.
With her mother's support.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So she says it was a closed adoption. So she thought about her for the past 30 years and just hoped maybe someday she would come looking for her.
And I think that's the experience of so many adoptive mothers. Just hoping that someone comes knocking on their door.
Yeah. And then in 2010, Cathy gets a letter from an adoption agency, and she thinks it's the letter, but it's not.
God.
It's a letter to tell her that her daughter went missing when she was 14, which was 21 years ago. And now they have a body and they need Cathy's DNA to identify her. And I just wrote, what?
Yeah.
I did not expect this.
I know. I did not expect this either. Imagine that is the first peep you hear of your child. We need your DNA to potentially identify her body. Like, what the fuck?
She sends the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell her, okay, now all you need to do is wait. Amanda, it takes 3 years to process this fucking DNA. What are these people doing?
What? Do we have to take the stagecoach somewhere to
Oh,
take it to the lab? And then maybe
did they get
the
in
lab
the Wells
is powered by,
Fargo
right.
stagecoach?
Right. The Wells Fargo wagon keeps on round. Like, do we have like a DNA processing machine that's run by little mice running on a wheel, but it's real slow? Like, what is happening here?
I don't know. I talk a lot about the show Cold Justice. I really like it. I understand that Kelly Siegler, you know, I think she has been problematic in some of her prosecutions.
Okay.
But what I like about that show is she goes to these really small towns that don't have money. And she gets this evidence moving on these cold cases. And it's a really good show.
That's really important.
Yeah. A lot of times they just have DNA that they literally don't have the money to run.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's so much DNA sitting in evidence lockers all over this country.
We need to advance technology so that running this DNA is not this huge cost.
Right. Agreed.
Anyway. So she just couldn't wait. She says she needed to find out what happened here. And she contacts the police and stuff, but she has no legal rights. So she takes it upon herself to look. And Eddie gets on the computer, her husband, who I love.
And he's like, just sitting there on his little Mac.
And he's like, I found this in 5 minutes. I got it. Because they didn't even know her name.
Right. But she has her birth date.
She had her birth date. That was all she had. She had her birth date and the city where she was adopted out of, Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, she's adopted out of. Yeah. But
so they found her name was Andrea Michelle Bowman, and which is better than what Cathy had named her, which was Alexis Miranda Badger.
Tell me you're 16 without telling me your 16-year-old mother. You named your kid Badger.
What is the after school special that I'm always talking about? Oh, the one with Rob Lowe where he becomes a father, teenage father or something. Yes. And he names his kid Wolf Elderberry.
Wolf Elderberry. Oh, what do you think about the fact that Cathy goes back and forth between calling her Alexis and Andrea? I was looking at Reddit last night, and there's thoughts about this. I'm curious your thought.
I understand why she doesn't want to call her Andrea.
I do too.
I understand that is something that Brenda and Dennis gave her,
right?
That she does not want to honor.
I agree.
I understand that. But I also understand that Andrea was who she was. That was who she was as Andrea. A person. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I call her Andrea through this.
Yeah. And hey, you know what? I give Cathy all the room in the world to process this in any way she needs to. And if the way she needs to process it, because I mean, the whole story is her going on an odyssey to protect her child.
Yes.
So she's calling her child by her child's name, which is the name she gave her. Like, I get it. But I can see where that's
say.
Some people were like, I think it's horrible that she does that. Her name was Andrea, not Alexis, blah, 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 blah. And then a lot of people are like, dude, she can call her whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah.
Like, this is her child. This is a horrible thing. The Bowmans are complete and utter garbage. There's also a lot on Reddit about what did Brenda know and what didn't she know, but we'll get there.
I think she has it has a lot more to do with the Bowmans than with
than her staking claim on this child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So she couldn't find any information about her. So she created a Facebook page called Find Andrea Bowman. And she says, I know kids go looking for each other. That's another good line. I know kids, she said, they go looking for each other.
Yeah. I mean, I'm friends with so many people from my high school class on Facebook. We weren't friends in high school necessarily, but we can be friendly now because all that bullshit doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it would not have occurred to me to create a Find Andrea Bowman Facebook page, but thank God she did.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's get into the adopted family, what we learn of them first, okay? So Sue, again, these names, Engweiler, who is married into the Bowman family, contacts Cathy immediately on this Facebook page. Andrea was adopted, we learned, by Brenda and Dennis Bowman. And she says Brenda is her husband Craig's cousin. And she and Brenda went to school together. And she describes Brenda as sweet and quiet.
Brenda struck me as kind of dorky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brenda and Dennis fell in love in school. He was her first boyfriend. And he went into the Navy.
Kids, don't marry your first boyfriend.
If you can help it, please don't.
If this is how this turns out, don't do it.
So for some reason, I didn't understand at the time. We had audio tapes, but it turns out they're the police interviews. I'm like, why do we have audio tapes with Brenda and Dennis? And I have to admit, I knew something was afoot there, but I just thought they had passed on.
Ah, okay.
I thought maybe they were dead.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So they get married. They go to San Diego. That's where he's stationed. And then he moves to Norfolk. He is stationed there. And that is where they get the call that they are adopting a baby girl. She was 10 months old, and they say it was a miracle. And Dennis on the recording says Andrea was a daddy's girl, and she was so sweet.
Real quick, going back to Brenda trying to have a baby. She said she had 2 uteruses.
She said she had a double uterus.
A double uterus? What is that?
I don't know. Should we?
I've never heard of such a thing.
Should we give it a goog?
Yeah, let's give it a goog. I've never heard of a double. I mean, it might be a thing, but
I don't know either. Is that just one of those terms they told women?
No. A double uterus, also known as uterine didelphus, is a rare condition where a female is born with 2 uteruses instead of 1. It occurs when 2 ducts that normally join to form the uterus during fetal development don't completely join.
Oh, okay.
Symptoms include unusual pressure and cramping before your period. Probably, yeah, that makes sense. You got it happening twice there. An abnormally high amount of bleeding during your menstrual period, repeated miscarriage, or preterm labor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never knew that was a thing. It's a congenital abnormality that affects 0.3% of the population.
I never knew it was a thing either.
Me either. Okay.
So they moved to Hamilton, Michigan. It's a very small town, and it's near the bigger city of Holland. And Hamilton has like 3,000 people, I think. And Holland, the big metropolis, has about 30,000.
Right. I've heard of Holland, Michigan before.
And Holland is right on Lake Michigan. Now, Brenda and Denny went to church every Sunday. They were both Sunday school teachers. And 13 years later, she winds up naturally pregnant.
Okay.
Now, which uterus has the baby in it? Uterus A or B?
Oh, I wonder if you could technically be pregnant twice with babies of 2 different ages.
That aren't twins.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You could have a baby that's 8 months cooking in there and then get pregnant
and get another one. Can you imagine that? You're almost about to give birth and you realize, oh, wait, no, I got another 8 months to go because the second one's still cooking?
I would cry. So, baby Vanessa is born, and Sue says, now they had their little family. Well, you had your little family with Andrea. Doesn't need the other baby.
Right.
Now in 1989, things shift a bit. Andrea's in high school, and she starts getting in trouble. And Michelle, her friend, says, she was just a normal teen. Like she rebelled against things, and it was normal. But Dennis says she started running away. She's doing drugs. She's lying. She's shoplifting. And we're taking her to counselors.
Do you think at that point he was sexually abusing her?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
So now the day she went missing, according to the Bowmans, okay? She goes to school. They bring her home. She's quiet. Brenda has to go to work. Brenda works second shift. So Dennis is going to drive her there, and he brings baby Vanessa for the ride because they don't want to give Andrea an excuse not to do her homework. So I guess she would use I watched the baby as an excuse, whatever. Again, normal 14-year-old stuff.
And by all accounts, Andrea was obsessed with Vanessa.
Yes. Yes. So he gets home. Dennis gets home. She's gone. Now, he laid the baby on the couch. What?
They make a point of saying this over and over and over again.
You don't lay a baby on a couch unless you put pillows around them so they can't roll off. What are you doing?
I don't have that great faith in his parenting.
No, you don't. Guys, pro tip, you don't just lay a baby down where they could roll off.
Well, I wonder how old the baby was.
I don't know.
I mean, if this was before the baby could even roll over.
In the recreation.
It looks to be like an
infant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the baby couldn't even roll over yet.
I don't know. I would just be.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Gives you an insight into what I was like as a parent. I just put them in saran wrap everywhere. Or bubble wrap. So he called the police right away. Now he says that the lock on their door. Now that was another indicator something was wrong.
Right. I'm like, why do you have a padlock on your door?
Right. I was like,
huh. Yeah. Then
I thought, okay, maybe she's stealing.
Right. Maybe we've gotten to the point where we're trying to control this child more because she's getting more and more out of control.
Yep.
But still, that felt very strange to me to have a padlock on your bedroom door.
Yes.
In that way.
Absolutely. Okay. I agree with you. So he gets home. He says he says the door is busted. There's money missing. One of their suitcases is missing. So he calls the police right away and he says they came down, they took the report, and it's like, she's gone. The community did searches. There's a lot of tips coming in. Everything from she's pregnant at the Home Depot with bleached hair to she's working as a stripper in Indiana.
Right.
I don't understand what's happening here.
That felt so 80s to me.
Yeah.
All those just random things.
Yeah. And I should have said dancer. I apologize.
Well, they said stripper, so.
They did. Brenda would get off work at 11:30 and just drive the streets. And Dennis says, you need to stop. You have a baby at home. She is just gone. Like, just accept this. So at this point.
What father says that?
At this point,
she's just gone.
am feeling really bad for Brenda at this point.
Me too.
Okay. Kathy was a runaway when she had Andrea, and her mother was abusive. She escaped to New Orleans, and she was only 14, just like her daughter. She says runaways are considered delinquent, and Kathy knew that they wouldn't look for Andrea. And she said, because they never looked for me.
Right. And think about it, this woman ran away at 14, gets herself through nursing school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this woman's amazing.
She's amazing. We meet Carl Koppelman. Carl's great. He is an accountant who moonlights as a private investigator, I think.
He's just a backdoor friend solving murders from his couch.
Like, yes, he is. And you know what he did? He's an accountant, and he took his ability to work the fuck out of a spreadsheet.
Right.
To create a database
of
that
missing
could
children.
Find missing people like very quickly. Like, who would have known it was Microsoft Excel to solve this?
Yeah. I mean, he just used his accounting. He applied his accounting brain to this problem.
Yeah. So he creates this database where he can cross-reference data quickly. And he has solved several cases.
It's amazing. Good for him.
And he needs to be a backdoor friend.
He does.
Get him in here.
We need him and Kathy. Come on in, people.
Yes.
If you're listening, and I'm sure you're not, but come on in.
Get in here. Kathy thought he was weird at first. She was like, okay.
Right.
And to
her credit, I probably would too.
To her credit, there's been a lot of weirdos who do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
So he thinks this woman's body in Racine, Washington is
Wisconsin.
Andrea. Or Wisconsin, I'm sorry. Is Andrea. They seemed to match.
Yeah.
And this is where we saw the postmortem photo that one of the BDFs had warned us about. And I appreciate that because I kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah, I did too.
And he says, Holland, Michigan, right across the lake. So it made sense to me that this could be her.
It could, but like, how's she getting across? It just felt like, well, they're right across the lake from each other.
Rowboat.
Across Lake Michigan for what, 6 weeks? Like just rowing across the lake.
So it takes them 3 years to test the DNA.
Jesus.
It's not Kathy.
No.
Or it's not a match to Kathy.
Right.
So Kathy's like, okay, well, I'm going to look for my daughter now. It's on like Donkey Kong, like Amanda likes to say.
Yes.
And she teams up with Detective Haverdink, which is an unfortunate name.
It is an unfortunate name for a wonderful man.
Yes, wonderful man. He went to school with Andrea. He knows her. And he says when she went missing, no one even talked about it. And he wants this solved, and he assembles a cold case team. Now, I will say, back to your point about children in the 80s, I also remember, like, if a kid was deemed as a bad kid, you just kind of wrote them off.
Yeah.
How many teachers, like, we had this kid in our class, Jason, I won't say his last name. He was a bad kid, like a notorious, quote unquote, bad kid, which meant he was probably from a broken home.
Right.
And when I say broken, I don't mean divorced parents. I mean like abusive in some way, or you know what I mean?
Poverty, something
This
that was.
kid probably needed help.
Yeah.
And they just wrote him off as he's a bad kid. I don't know. I know he's dead. Like there's so many of these kids that are dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they either got into drugs or they made risky life choices because no one ever gave a shit about them.
Nope.
You were just a bad kid, so you had to sit in the corner all the time and we
Yep.
didn't talk to you.
Yep.
It's awful. So they reach out to the Bowmans, this cold case thing, and Cathy to start the investigation here.
Mhm.
And they also meet with Carl. Now the fucking twist. We meet Meta McLeod.
Mm-hmm.
Meta was abducted from the Windmill gas station in Holland in 1989, and we hear her story. It's every kid and parent's worst nightmare.
Worst nightmare, yeah.
She's walking home. Some guy lures her into his red pickup truck. She's 6. He tells her, "Your mom told me I could bring you to see some puppies."
This is so right out of a fucking after school special.
It is right out of it. Yes.
And what's really sad is Meta had begged her mom to let her go walk to her friend's house. And begged and begged and begged and begged, and her mom finally gave in.
Right, because her mom said no at first.
Right. And I hope to God her mom doesn't beat herself up about that. Like, you make so many just judgment calls as a parent that can go either way.
You don't get everyone right, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
I'm having a real bad allergy day.
I know. We got you.
So she goes with this guy. She says he's nice at first, but then his demeanor starts to change.
Mm-hmm.
And she says he drives her to the middle of the woods, ties her up. First, he puts a rope around her neck and drags her into the woods.
Jesus Christ.
Then he ties her up and he
Fucking
unzips his
monster.
pants and starts to sexually assault her.
This fucking disgusting piece of shit monster.
Again, not that there is a good age for this, but she is 6.
6. Mm.
So she says a dog nearby starts barking and there was a campground and he got spooked and he ran. That saved her life.
Yeah, 100%.
So she untied herself and ran to the road naked. Could you imagine you're driving like a 6-year-old runs out naked and
runs out of the cornfield
abused?
naked? What the fuck?
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
Yeah, to calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit. 'Cause there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one to
definitely
chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what I don't know what variety.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I feel
he needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And we can use Lumi Gummies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out. Before I meet my arch nemesis in the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. Okay, so she gives the police a composite sketch, but they never caught him. They never caught him. And she becomes obsessed with finding him. And this is how she found Andrea. Because she believes that maybe there's a connection between their cases.
It's not a far stretch.
But Amanda, she sees a picture of Andrea's adoptive father, and she's like, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, what?
What? I know.
Oh, it was so crazy.
I mean, I'm trying to think, did I think something creepy about Dennis and Brenda at that point? I don't know if I did.
The padlock seemed weird to me, but again, I blew that off as maybe she was stealing. And what else did I say raised in a little bit of an alarm? The baby on the couch.
And often, I mean, we've watched enough of these murder documentaries, murder show. I'm going to watch a murder show. I feel like sometimes when they point out that the family is very religious, that can just be a tip that like they're putting on a good front.
Yeah, they're putting on a good front to be like the perfect American
the pious family.
Yeah. Yep. So Cathy is enraged. And she's like, it's him. It's definitely him. So Meta describes the truck, his voice on the tapes, like everything. Everything matches. And they find out that Dennis did drive a red truck. And Meta says it looks exactly like the one. So it's them.
Can you imagine this horrible thing happens to you at 6 years old? Years later, you hear the voice of the person. How your blood must just turn to ice.
Because I guarantee she never forgot that voice.
Of course not. Yeah. How do you ever forget that voice?
Jesus. Just the fact that think about how differently this would be handled today. If a 6-year-old ran out of the woods today, naked, had been sexually assaulted, this kid would be put in like trauma-informed therapy immediately. They would not ask the kid to draw a sketch. They would not ask the kid. Like they were treating this kid like
an
so
adult.
Mature. Yeah. It's so weird. So Cathy says this is like a house on fire and I could walk past it or I could go in it. And I'm going in. She and Ed go to Michigan. She says they started doing these trips in 2013 and have gone back a number of times. She's so happy to have Eddie, who loves her so much and allows her to do this. And they meet up with Carl. So she says Carl is her sleuth and Eddie is her rock.
I love it. We all have an Eddie.
I know.
In whatever form that takes.
So what she does is she starts getting the word out and meeting with all of these people. She's bringing this case back to the surface. She meets with Sue, who we met earlier, Andrea's aunt. And Sue tells them that when the last time she saw Andrea, she was sulking on the hearth. And Brenda was like, can I tell you what the kid did? Did I tell you what the kid did? And Sue says she reported Denny to the police even because his demeanor around this disappearance was so weird. She meets with Kim, Jennifer, and Andrea. And Michelle. They're all Andrea's friends. They tell her stories about some of the abuse they witnessed. Andrea told them her father was molesting her. So they knew about this. There are stories of her not even being able to eat regular food.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck did they do to this child?
As Brenda and Dennis sat there and ate.
What the fuck?
At one point, okay, this is also right out of a guidebook of 1984 here. At one point, she tells the principal, and what does the principal do, Amanda? She calls the parents in. So you're going to this adult today you have mandatory reporters.
Right, they go straight to the police.
Yeah. This could never happen. So then we hear tape of Brenda basically saying, yeah, she told me daddy had molested her, but I knew it was a lie. And one day we went to the minister at church for counseling and she admitted it was a lie. I can't even imagine what that minister told her or did to her.
Right. And shock me if he molested her too.
I know. Jesus. You never know. Her friends tried to encourage her to run away, but she didn't want to leave her little sister, Vanessa.
And I can imagine that being like, well, I can't protect myself, but I'm going to protect this baby.
It's very similar to what broke the Stephen Steyer case. Was that he brought was his name Ryan?
Yeah, I forget the name, but he was like, yeah,
Timothy,
we're not doing
Timothy
this.
White.
We're not doing this. A lot of people on Reddit were trying to assert that potentially Vanessa was Andrea's baby.
Oh.
Not Brenda's.
Fuck.
But most people are like, no, it was Brenda's baby.
I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
What would make them think no, it wasn't?
I didn't get that deep into it, but there's a lot of people are like, I wonder.
That kind of shit happened a lot.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So Cathy has a lot of guilt. She said she believed her mother when she told her Alexis would have a beautiful life.
Yeah.
Now Cathy, this is hilarious, goes, I learned about this thing called FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act. And I just, I wrote and got Dennis Bowman's record. So she said she just sent a shit ton of money off to these people and she requested all of his records. So we get his records. He has a very dark past. He'd been arrested. He'd been arrested for stalking and harassing a woman. The second case was in 1980. He was 31. The victim was a teenager in Michigan. He tried to force her into the woods to rape her. Yeah. He shoots at her with a gun. She's able to get help. He's charged with attempted murder and pleads to assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct. Ugh. The judge believed and wrote in his opinion that he was a danger to women. He served 5 years, and this is when Andrea was 6. And Brenda is so pissed off that Andrea has a chip on her shoulder about going to see her daddy in prison and being the prisoner's daughter. Fuck right off, Brenda.
Fuck off, Brenda.
A phrase I'm going to say quite a bit here.
Brenda can fuck right off. 17 Ways to Sunday. This is some fucking Lalu shit.
I know. It's bad. So he is released when Andrea is 11, and Sue says, we're all stunned that Brenda stayed with him with a little girl after he was arrested for attempting to rape and kill a little girl.
Oh, I'd be so far out of there. This man would never even know that I existed. That's how far gone I would be.
So now Cathy, after hearing all this, is convinced that he has done something to Andrea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same. I was too.
Now we get the conference in Michigan. This is amazing. So there's this conference that everybody goes to. It's called the Missing in Michigan Conference. Mm-hmm. And every year everybody comes together and tells stories of their missing loved ones and, any updates. And it's just good to share information in these types of situations.
Absolutely.
And Cathy has been going there. And one year Brenda shows up and she tries to make friends with Brenda. And what does Cathy do? She goes berserk. She stands up and starts screaming, tell everyone here what your husband did. And they get into a screaming match. And Cathy goes, I went all Jerry Springer. And Brenda's like, on the recording, she acted like such a witch. Just because my husband was in prison one time, he must have killed our daughter, right? We are not those kind of people.
Okay, girl. Well, sorry, break your heart. You are exactly those kind of people. So fuck right off.
So Carl jumps in front of Cathy and he starts exposing Dennis to the entire group. Mm-hmm. Well, how about your husband did this? How about he was arrested for this? Tell everybody about this. These two are amazing. Mm-hmm. Brenda says, I forgive my husband and I take my marriage vows seriously. And then Brenda says, you know what? At the end, I walked across that stage and lit a candle for my daughter. So who's the better mother here? She couldn't even walk on the stage for her daughter.
The attitude that Brenda has about Cathy and her quality of mothering makes me want to find her and smack her silly.
Yeah,
it is such bullshit because what Cathy did is she thought she was doing the best thing for her child to give her to a family who could give her a better life than she could at 16.
The way that Brenda and Dennis talk about her in the jailhouse calls, she threw her daughter away.
Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. Oh.
So Cathy now begins trolling Dennis, and it's
I love it.
Chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. She just keeps talking to people, getting the word out. She puts posters up. She forms a tight bond with Meta. She says, now I want justice for Meta because I know that Dennis abducted her. Right. Meta says, I love Cathy. She has become my soul mama.
Mm-hmm. I love their relationship. It's very wonderful.
I love it too. Now we see Carl and Cathy driving around, and they do this often. They drive around to different locations looking for, I don't know, any kind of evidence. Trolling Dennis, I think, just parking in front of his house. And when they get to the house, we learn that their old house was torn down and they moved to a new house right after Andrea ran away, which everyone says was weird. Because what if she came back?
Right.
They pull over, they get a drone. Carl's got a drone in the air now. And Cathy says, several years ago, I took to Google this thing called Google Earth. Just her struggling with technology
is amazing.
Is an amazing subplot of this.
I love how she's like, I knew nothing about computers before this started. Which, if she's a nurse, she probably didn't.
No.
She's just doing nurse stuff all day.
So she learned about Google Earth and started studying Dennis Bowman's property. And she sees a weird spot in his backyard that has changed over the years. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what is in your backyard? What? And so she becomes convinced that Andrea's buried in that backyard.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And the minute she said that, I was like, that's where that kid is.
Mm-hmm. Same. I was like, there was something in her. There was something in her mother DNA that knew that that's where her child was.
Yeah. So the cops are like, but he didn't even live here when this happened. So we don't think that happened. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. On paper, it doesn't make sense.
She gets a billboard right by his house. She starts trolling him on Facebook. This is brilliant. She's doing the Facebook like my parents do, where they just write things to people, but just on their own wall. And she's saying out loud, I know you killed her. I know she's buried in your backyard. I'm digging. We're digging. What are you so afraid of? She says he's a coward and he won't come after someone who can go toe to toe with him. And she's right.
She's right.
She starts calling them day and night constantly. She's writing them letters. They have to change their number. This is so great. The Bowmans call Detective Haverdink and they're like, Cathy is harassing us. Like, we need to stop. And Detective Haverdink is like, Cathy was crossing some lines here. Like, this was getting pretty bad.
She absolutely was crossing some lines. I completely support her crossing of those lines, given all that turns out to be true. Mm-hmm. But like, if you didn't know how this was going to wind up, this woman appears to be completely unhinged.
Yeah, she is harassing this couple. She's full on harassing
them.
But what does that harassment do? It drives the Bowmans into the arms of the police, where they are secretly waiting to try to get Dennis Bowman's DNA for another case.
Right. Not even Andrea.
So if Cathy didn't harass them, they would not have gotten the DNA. This is brilliant. Mm-hmm. So one morning, Cathy's working on a Facebook page and the phone rings and Meta says they got him. The police are there arresting him. We see the footage of them taking Dennis Bowman in, and the cop puts down his badge. He's like, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I'm the guy you've been looking over your shoulder for 30 years.
And as soon as it was like, wait, what? I'm like, what the fuck happened in Norfolk, Virginia?
Yes. So, okay, we learn about the murder of Kathleen Doyle. She was a strong, independent woman. She was 25. She traveled. She was lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely woman. And she was very academic. She wanted to be a writer. She lived in a small Cape Cod in Norfolk. Her husband was deployed. And she had a kitten. She lived with this little kitten. Mm. And on September 9th, 1980, someone broke in and killed her and raped her, and it was really brutal. The cops believe this was someone, because of the crime scene, who has murdered before. This guy took his time.
Yeah.
He even unscrewed the phone receiver.
Right.
And took a piece out so that no one could call for help. That was next level.
That's diabolical, yeah.
So Brenda says, well, that couldn't have been Dennis. We lived in Michigan at the time, which on paper they did.
Yeah.
So Kathleen's father was like a bulldog with the police. Like, he just wanted this case solved so badly. Her aunt that we meet, who's lovely, she says, my sister, so Kathleen's mother,
right,
took in that kitten, and we used to say, what if that kitten could talk?
Yeah.
Because he was there. And then the kitten died in their arms and they sobbed. And
I know.
The aunt said it was like she was losing her daughter all over again.
Yeah,
it's really upsetting.
The poor Doyle family, it's so fucking tragic.
It really is. So John Smith, this dude, he's like not Crockett, Tubbs from Miami Vice. Okay. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's got the slick back hair. He's got the glasses on. He's got those transition lenses. He's ready.
Mm-hmm. He's ready to solve himself a crime.
He's investigating this cold case, and he says they had DNA from Kathleen. And as fate would have it, there was a regional conference for homicide investigators in Norfolk. And one of the guys who was working Andrea's case was there from Michigan. Like, the fate that was involved in this case is amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of just coincidence that just got us here.
And I feel like that's what made this documentary so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were like, oh my God,
how did you get here from there to there? And,
right. Yeah. This had to happen for this to happen for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the lab from Kathleen's DNA had yielded 31 suspects. So for some reason, Brian Fuller, who was there again from Michigan, and Tubbs start chatting. And Tubbs is like, I got a guy on my list that looks good to me. His name is Dennis Bowman. And Brian Fuller's like, that's your fucking guy.
Right.
That's him.
Right. I can tell you.
They spend the rest of the conference trying to figure out how they're going to get him.
Yeah. I love it.
Good. It's so good.
I love it. This is the part that makes me like, God, why didn't I go into like the FBI or something like this? Mm-hmm. I've said before I'd be a cult deprogrammer.
Yes.
Another thing would be to be a forensic psychologist working for like the FBI.
I'm trying to get my daughter to do that. She wants to go to law school, but she's also like really into true crime. I'm trying to get her to look into, because she's gonna major in psychology, I think.
Okay.
I keep talking to her about this.
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to work for the BAU?
Right. Wouldn't that be fucking fantastic? Yeah.
So now they look. So, but like I said, he's in trouble for this shooting at this teenager in the woods. Mm-hmm. So they're like, he's being tried in Michigan. They're not going to let him go to Virginia. But what he did is he read the court transcripts. And at one point, his lawyer says, my client is not here today. He's at his summer camp requirement for the Navy in Norfolk, Virginia. And that was September 13th. Boom. He's there.
Yep.
And because Cathy was harassing them, the cops called them to come in and talk. They offer Dennis a drink, and now they have his DNA. And it matches. Cathy says, I harassed them so much, I sent them right into the arms of the police.
I love it.
So they get Dennis in there, and Tubbs plays him like a fiddle, bringing him Starbucks, really kind of.
Dennis is not the brightest bulb in the tree.
Thank God. But were you a little freaked out when he started talking about the demon inside of him and drawing those weird kid pictures?
Yeah. This guy's real fucked up.
Yeah. So he admits to he tells them what happened. He admits to murdering Kathleen, but really downplays it. Like, basically, she took my hand and stabbed herself in the neck with it several times.
Jesus, you piece of shit.
So it's pretty bad. And we see that Brenda is still absolutely delusional and in love with him. She's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. So they devise a plan to force a confession regarding Andrea. But so what they're hearing in the jailhouse calls between Dennis and Brenda is how much Dennis needs her and is obsessed with her.
Yeah.
So they say to Dennis, you can serve your time here. We won't send you back to Norfolk if you tell us what happened to Andrea. All right. So now we see him confess to Brenda
what he did.
But
not even. Well, sort of.
He claims he came home, caught her in the act of leaving, and the minute I saw it was on top of a staircase, I'm like, he's going to say she fell down the stairs.
Down the stairs, yeah.
And he did. Mm-hmm. She fell down the stairs, broke her neck. He carried her out. He put her in the shed, and then he put her in a barrel by chopping her up.
Oh, my God.
This is dark.
When he said that, I don't feel things.
You feel things.
I do. I just don't
deeply.
Overly emote. Yeah. I do. I feel things deeply. I just don't overly emote like that. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure if I was going to throw up or burst into tears.
I know.
Something was happening though.
Brenda starts sobbing and again says, this doesn't change anything. I still love you.
What the fuck?
Is he a cult leader? Or is she just a fucking idiot?
What did he do to her all those years?
I don't know.
Something's real broken in Brenda. Brenda's a monster.
Yeah. Cathy and company are super pissed at Brenda. She now believes this was an accident. Brenda does. And chopping our daughter up was no biggie. I mean, you had to get her in that barrel. What were you going to do, darling?
Yeah. I mean, shit happens, man. Mm-hmm.
He starts writing letters to Brenda now, but telling her that he buried Andrea. So he's lying.
Right.
And he says he buried her near a proper cemetery. So now they want to know, where the fuck is this body? Mm-hmm. The cops now start to use Brenda to get this information. They start putting pressure on him. And Brenda starts telling him, I want our daughter home in a pretty urn by me. Fuck off, Brenda.
Fuck off. Did we get to the point where he said he threw her Put her in the barrel and threw her out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gross.
Ugh.
So one day he calls her and he tells her the truth. He buried her in a barrel, or he put her in a barrel, buried the barrel, and when they moved, he buried her in their current backyard. She is buried exactly where Cathy said she was.
Mm-hmm.
This was unbelievable to me.
Me too. I was like, how did you know? But she just knew. She knew in her mother heart.
She just knew.
She just knew. This fucking monster.
And she was in a trash bag with a bunch of used diapers to mask the smell. Fuck right off. That also tells you about the problem with disposable diapers in this country, because they have not decomposed at all in 30 years.
They don't go away.
Jesus. So in the bag, there was a candy wrapper from 1909. So they knew this was, before they even did the DNA, they knew it was
They knew it was her, but yeah.
Brenda's like, nothing has changed. I still love you. I wrote, wow, what the fuck does this man have to do for you not to love him anymore?
Right.
They bring Brenda in now and they tell her he's confessed to a bunch more shit. And they like all these other women that he raped and choked and tied up. And like this man is a fucking monster.
Multiple people in San Diego when they were stationed there. Like everywhere he's been doing this shit.
Yep. But he will not confess to Metta's abduction, not giving Metta the closure she wants.
Yeah.
They know that he has committed crimes before Kathleen Doyle. So we end with Cathy saying, now I want to start solving some other crimes. Now she's on it. She's like, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go, Eddie. You, me, and Carl. The Three's Company. Let's go.
Get the accountant dude in on it too. He can run his database. We got it.
She says, Cathy says, I am filled with the spirit of the women he has murdered and raped, and that makes me his worst nightmare. Dennis pleads no contest to second-degree murder, and they throw the book at him. The judge gives him 35 to 50 years, so he's going to die in prison. Brenda gives Cathy half of Andrea's ashes. Ugh.
Cathy's response to this broke me. Cathy,
you can hear her, like we don't see her, but she's mic'd up, and she immediately goes, she vacillates between sobbing and rage. Of course she wants them.
Right.
But she doesn't want her daughter to be cut up again.
Right. She's like, they fucking cut her up again? Like, fuck
she says,
you.
Which half? The top half or the bottom
half? Oh, God.
Oh, it's bad. And you hear Brenda on tape with that asshole, and she's going, well, she should be lucky she's getting what she's getting.
Right, because she threw her away. Well, your husband cut her up, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to give Cathy the last word here. Cathy says, Brenda has the audacity to call herself my daughter's mother. I don't know what her voice sounded like or if she was right or left-handed, but I am her mother down to the bone. That's it. It was so good. It was so
good. What? So a lot of the Reddit stuff, and again, I didn't dig in real deep, but there's a lot there, of course, because you know, there's always a lot on Reddit about something. What did Brenda know, and when did she know it?
I think Brenda knew a lot of this. I mean, they're literally sitting there telling Brenda it, and it's not changing her mind.
No, I think Brenda knew it all.
Yeah.
I think he told her that he killed Brenda, or that she died.
Oh, I don't think she knew Andrea died. And the only reason I think that is because I think that was a genuine response she gave in the room.
Maybe.
But I think she knew that he did all those other terrible things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, she knows he molested a child because he was in jail for 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years, whatever that was.
And I think she knew he was molesting Andrea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just let it go.
So Charlize Theron is the executive producer of this, who brought us this beautiful story.
I love Charlize Theron.
Yeah. What is her connection here, I wonder?
I don't know.
Maybe she has found a story that she loved. Kate Casey has an interview with who? It's out today. Latest episodes.
The director?
I want to say the director, who is Ryan White. But anyway, I loved it. I loved it so much. You know what it does? It really, we talk about this a lot. Like, what is a mother? Right? Like in this case, Cathy happened to be her biological mother. Right. But I do believe people can mother beyond the restriction of biology.
Agreed.
And that sometimes you just have such a connection with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe Cathy is a mother to Meta.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. I just, it made me think about that bond that we have
And
as women.
I love the fact that Cathy couldn't mother her in life, but she could mother the shit out of her in death and wasn't going to let it go.
And it also makes you question, like, who is the real mother? The one who raises her or the one who protects her?
Yeah.
Like, it was really interesting.
And usually the one that raises her is the one that protects her.
Right.
Generally speaking, that's how that works.
Yes.
But that's not how it always works.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of that old like proverb that you talk about when you're a kid, like that there's this thing that both people want, and the one person who doesn't want harm to come to it is the one who should be its owner.
It's the cutting of, it's the biblical cutting of the baby in half. And
And like, so Cathy is her true mother here.
Right.
Because Cathy's the one who doesn't even want her ashes split up. It's interesting.
That breaks her.
Because she always has Andrea's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it. Guys, I hope you guys loved it. If you haven't watched it. Now, let's talk about the length of it for a minute. Because, yes, it was 2 episodes, but each episode was an hour and a half almost.
Yes.
So it was
the first one was like an hour and 8. The first one was an hour and 8. And the second one was an hour and 18.
I could have cut 18 minutes out of that second one. We had a lot of going back and forth with Dennis.
We did, but I'm glad we saw that. I'm glad we saw him just kind of like fall apart and be such a monster.
Yeah. And what I said.
Oh, and I'm glad. The one thing we didn't say is that the judge was like, well, fuck you. You don't get to be near Brenda anymore. So we're sending you to Virginia for Kathleen Foyle's murder.
Yes. The prosecutors.
He could have just been in jail in Michigan for the rest of his life.
Yeah. The prosecutor at the end was like, you know what? I don't care that he gave us that information. He gets no control over anything anymore.
Nope.
And they sent him to. Now, I wonder if Brenda moved there with him.
Wouldn't shock me at all.
Okay, so I got this article. It's just from Cosmo. Where are Dennis and Brenda Bowman now? Dennis Bowman is incarcerated in the River North Correctional Center, which is a men's prison in Virginia. He will likely die behind bars. Brenda Bowman is still living in Michigan by herself, and she remains dedicated to her marriage with Dennis, despite knowing the full extent of his many hideous crimes. So there you go. She's still with him.
Wow.
What an asshole.
Oh, God. It does. I mean, it makes me wonder what he did to Brenda, if anything.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is she
a victim
here?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. And I think, you know how we often talk about how, like, sometimes these people will set up a permission structure like, oh, I have a little kid with me, so obviously I'm not a bad guy who molests kids, right? Because my daughter's here. And I feel like he felt as long as he was married to Brenda, who was a good, God-loving woman.
He was good.
He was like, I'm not that monster that I think I am because I'm this.
Or no one's gonna think I'm a monster because look, we're a good family. We're a good family that this horrible thing happened to. Our shitty daughter ran away.
But I think it even goes deeper than that. I think he can't admit to himself that that's because he calls it the demon.
Yeah. He's like, he talks about himself as 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one that can't control doing this.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is a nice uplifting start to your weekend. So happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, friends.
No, seriously, go watch this, guys, if you haven't. It's like you said, it's one of the best docs I've seen in a very long time. It's just
beautifully done. And I felt I want to be friends with Cathy.
Yeah. Same. Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. Your Lalu will be out tomorrow. Your Sister Wives, if you're on our $8 tier of Patreon, Supercast, YouTube, or Apple subscriptions, will be out on Sunday.
Yes, it will.
And we look forward to talking about another shit husband, Cody Brown.
Yes. Yeah. Shit husbands everywhere.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, check out our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. Link is in the show notes. And, I want to tell everybody who asked me about our sponsor, Factor.
Oh, yes.
That they have signed on for another 2 weeks because you guys have gone to their site and you have looked at their stuff.
Nice. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Good job, Backdoor Friends.
And I always put, even if you're listening to us on Patreon, you don't get ads. I always put my promo codes that I get in the show notes. So they're there if you want to visit. Okay. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.